This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
.45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Lal Mallavarachi and read by J. Yogaraj. First, the headlines. The Christians all over the world celebrate the Holy Christmas today, commemorating the birth of Jesus Christ amid festivity and religious fervor. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa says the doctrine preached by Lord Jesus Christ encompasses a body of teachings that contribute to the perpetuation of the society. The Prime Minister wishes a Merry Christmas and happy time for all. The Archbishop appeals to all Catholics to celebrate Christmas while giving prominence to spirituality. The Buddhist Advisory Council praises the President for strengthening national policies while facing many challenges. In world news, Boris Johnson hails free trade deal with EU, and those are the headlines. The Christmas dawns last midnight. The Christian community is celebrating the Holy Christmas today, commemorating the birth of Jesus Christ amid festivity and religious fervor. They are celebrating the day by offering special prayers, illuminating churches, and installing makeshift Christmas trees at homes and places of worship and missions across the country. But due to COVID-19 pandemic, the day is being celebrated on a limited scale this year, maintaining health safety rules. Special masses were held worldwide to mark this event. The midnight service was conducted by His Eminence Cardinal Malcolm Ranjith at St. Sebastian's Church, Kandan. Christmas is a noble religious event in the Christian calendar associated with the birth of Lord Jesus Christ, which inspires the devotion of millions of Christians in God around the world, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa says in his Christmas message yesterday. The doctrine preached by Lord Jesus Christ encompasses a body of teachings that contribute to the perpetuation of the society. Foremost among those teachings is to eliminate the darkness of sin and help those who have been neglected and marginalized with a sense of brotherhood and be committed to the salvation of mankind. This doctrine can be utilized to revive this economically, socially, and culturally disrupted world in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says in his Christmas message, the birth of Christ represents peace, forgiveness, mercy, and above all, hope. It is a time to spread joy and goodwill while appreciating our blessings in the presence of our loved ones. The Prime Minister wishes Merry Christmas and happy time for all. Opposition leader Sajid Premadasa says the real meaning of Christmas is to help others as much as possible. Colombo Archbishop Malcolm Cardinal Ranjith in his Christmas message appealed to all Catholics to celebrate Christmas while giving prominence to spirituality and also by committing themselves to help those who are suffering. The Archbishop further says, this news comes to you from Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Save your card with a balance transfer facility from People's Bank. More details at peoplesbank.lk.
The Department of Government Information said Sri Lanka's death toll from COVID-19 reached 185 as another person fell victim to the virus. The 60-year-old man had died on admission to the Pimbura base hospital on December 20th. He was identified as a resident of Agalavat area. The cause of death was recorded as blood infection by COVID-19 virus. The release read further, the number of coronavirus recoveries in Sri Lanka yesterday crossed 30,000 mark. 686 individuals who contracted the virus recovered and were discharged during the past 24 hours, raising total recoveries to 30,568. Accordingly, 8,445 COVID-19 patients are currently being treated for the virus at 64 treatment centers. The number of COVID-19 cases in the country increased to 39,227 following the detection of the 588 patients yesterday. The Buddhist Advisory Council says that President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has been able to prepare a strong foundation to establish a series of national policies during this year while facing many challenges. Majority of the people expect the president to steer the country towards prosperity while creating a righteous society. The president has taken steady measures to strengthen national security and to eliminate underworld activities and drug menace. The Buddhist Advisory Council has met for the 7th time yesterday at the Presidential Secretariat. At this meeting, Mahasangha praised the President for establishing religious reconciliation while giving prominence to Buddhist identity in Sri Lanka. And that's local news.
Save your card with the balance transfer facility from People's Bank. Transfer the balance of another credit card to a People's Bank credit card with the lowest interest rate. More details at www.peoplesbank.lk.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vedha Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya.
The Health Ministry yesterday issued a set of guidelines on how to maintain the country's economic centres. Health Minister Pavitra Vanniyarachi yesterday stressed that the economic centres in the country should be maintained in accordance with health guidelines. The Health Ministry has prepared a series of special guidelines to ensure that traders and consumers visiting the 16 economic centres island-wide adhere to the guidelines. She emphasized that the economic centres play a vital role in the economic development of Sri Lanka, and it is important to ensure the health and safety of both traders and consumers. And that came to you in top news.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
In Washlight, police have arrested 1,740 people so far for violating quarantine rules, including not wearing face masks and not adhering to social distancing rules. Police media spokesman DIG Ajit Rohana says that 35 persons who were not wearing masks and breached social distancing rules were arrested during the last 24 hours, ending at 6 a.m. yesterday. The police spokesman said that the police were constantly on the lookout for violators of the quarantine rules and urged them to follow the instructions of the health authorities and to comply with any instruction from the health services. And that's Washlight. And moving on to world news. Headlines first. Boris Johnson hails a free trade deal with EU. Mexico and Chile begin mass vaccination programs. Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch sold billionaire for $22 million. And those are the headlines. The EU and UK have reached a post-Brexit trade deal ending months of disagreements over fishing rights and future business rules. At a Downing Street press conference, Boris Johnson says, "We have taken back control of our laws and our destiny." The text of the agreement has yet to be released, but the PM claimed that it was a good deal for the whole of Europe. A Mexican nurse has become the first person in Latin America to receive a coronavirus jab when her country began its vaccination programs yesterday. Mexico received an initial shipment of Pfizer-BioNTech vaccines the previous day. A short time later, Chile began administering the same vaccine, with Costa Rica to follow later on Thursday. Mexico has one of the highest pandemic death toll in the world. The Neverland ranch of the late pop star Michael Jackson has reportedly been sold to a billionaire investor for a quarter of its initial asking price. Ron Buckle, a former friend of Jackson, recently bought the estate in Los Olivos, California, his spokesman said. He paid $22 million for Neverland, the Wall Street Journal reported, citing public records and 3 people familiar with the deal. And that's world news. And in development news, the Bamboo Timber Training and Development Center was declared open on December 21st at the Laksala premises in Katubadda by Minister of Industries Vimal Weerawansa. The Bamboo Timber Training and Development Center was established with the sponsorship of the United Nations Industrial Development Organization UNIDO by the Industrial Development Board IDB, with the objective of strengthening the industry chain line associated with bamboo. And that's development news. And sports. The first test between Sri Lanka and South Africa will be played in Centurion Super Sports grounds tomorrow. The two teams have played 29 tests so far, and Sri Lanka won 9 of them. South Africa has won 14 tests against Sri Lanka. Dialog Axiata PLC, Sri Lanka's premier connectivity provider, will continue its long-standing partnership with Sri Lanka Cricket SLC till 2023 as the official national team sponsor of Sri Lanka Cricket. Dialog will help enable the growth of both men's and women's national cricket teams across all forms of the game. And that's sports news. And in business, Sri Lanka Telecom, together with its mobile arm Mobitel, recently opened their second regional flagship store, Teleshop, in Matara, offering customers an opportunity to experience and purchase 360 degrees telecommunication solutions. And that's business news.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Hello, Puta, did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We're at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
The Census and Statistics Department says economic activity has seen a 1.5% growth in the third quarter of the 2020, with the normalization of business activities and return to new normality after the first wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. Releasing the national accounts estimates of Sri Lanka for the third quarter, the DEC has said this favorable condition affected on economic activities to perform well, especially in the third quarter, and has resulted in recording a 1.5% positive growth rate in the economy for the first time in 2020. And that's economic news.
Congratulations on your promotion. It will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Finally, in the weather report, the Met Department says the prevailing showery conditions over the northern, eastern and north-central provinces is expected to reduce temporarily in next few days. However, showers may occur at several places in northern, eastern, north-central and Uva provinces. Showers or thunderstorms will occur at a few places in Ratnapura, Karuthura, Nuwara Galle and Matara districts after 1 p.m. today. And before we wind up this news podcast, let's look at the main points once again. The Christians all over the world celebrate the Holy Christmas today, commemorating the birth of Jesus Christ amid festivity and religious fervor. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa says the doctrine preached by Lord Jesus Christ encompasses a body of teachings that contributes to the perpetuation of the society. The Prime Minister wishes Merry Christmas and Happy Time for all. The Archbishop appeals to all Catholics to celebrate Christmas while giving prominence to spirituality. The Buddhist Advisory Council praises the President for strengthening national policies while facing many challenges.